Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon, and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to be working on Dying of Dryads some more. Last time we got all the way through attributes, and I added some images. I also added soul. For those who don't know, I was kind of having trouble what to fill in this, which in Song of Swords, it was originally meant for your race. You have to kind of choose your race, get more advantages and such. However, obviously, this game didn't really need that, so I decided I need something else there, and I came up with soul. What is soul? Well, soul is kind of a two-way street. It's kind of a two-factor thing. On one hand, the first major point is that it's your health, effectively. The more you lose, the more things go wrong for you, the more that you're being stuck in this place, the garden, and the more things are going wrong. On the other hand, it's also kind of your currency. Your soul is incredibly valuable. Your soul has a lot of power and is very useful to the people of the residents of the garden. So you kind of want to shave a bits of your soul off every now and again to give it to them for passage, for benefits, for a variety of things. You want to. You always are trying. It's always that balance between using your soul and expending it. Preserving and expending it. For example, right down here, you're encouraged to use it. Anytime you can choose to reduce your soul by 1 and get 2d10 any of your rolls, or re-roll a failed check. That is incredibly useful. Obviously, in a dice pool system, being able to re-roll any, I should actually say re-roll, actually re-roll failures in a check. There we go. Reroll failures in a check. The power of the Wanderer's soul can be used as currency in the garden where residents craving small morsels. Now, one thing I did add was this. Where is this lovely place? Grown but never blooming, Dryad and the Wanderer, and flight from this accursed place. Effectively, this is 3 major parts of what the hell what I'm going to be referencing as the garden is. The garden, for all intents and purposes, is a place kind of outside of reality. It's a weird place, a complicated place that doesn't exist yet does. So, and the main thing is it's the domain of the Dryad. It's easy to witness, but always a fingertip away to grasp. Thing is, it leads you to the garden, and you as the wanderer have to try to get out, or you may want to stay. But staying in this garden, you'll quickly realize, is not very good, because the garden is stagnant. It's grown, but yet never blooming. Everything there is stuck in place, kind of. They do things, but they can never really change. Nothing gets better, nothing gets worse, until you show up. Wander. Mortal soul who somehow can manage to change things on a whim. Because you're bringing something different. You're bringing a chaotic element to it. The garden wants to keep you because it wants to expand itself, obviously. Which brings you to the Dryad. The Dryad wants to be chased, effectively. That's their entire goal in life. However, the main difficulty of this as well is that they have to be caught eventually. When you're caught, you have the option of leaving, but they have to guide you out, which has its own set of problems, obviously, because you're going to have to go back the way you came. And sometimes that means going through people who you previously stopped, trying to piece together whatever else you have and coming out on top, which may not work. But the big thing is, you can bring out anyone. You can bring out one of the residents, and I want to describe the residents as fairly inhuman, but human enough. They're pretty much stagnant souls, vagrant souls of this accursed yet beautiful little place. And when you leave, you can bring one out. whether it's the Dryad or not. Or you can just leave wholesale and reject it. Reject the garden, reject everyone in it, say, nope, I'm doing it myself, you're all cancer. In case you haven't realized, it's all a fucking metaphor. I even put in the note here saying it's a fucking metaphor. Because it's a fucking metaphor. Oh, God. Oh, God. I hit the wrong button. No. Alright, it's deafened 95% of the audience. Awesome. I'm very good at my job. Ugh. Oh, jeez. Okay, let me... Oh, jeez. Everything's broken now. Everything is broken, by the way, now. Okay. There we go. But today we're going to be working on still creating the Wanderer. We're going to be going through skills, assets, and trying to get this done. My goal is to get all of these done today. Because once this is done, all we have to then work on is, we scroll up here a little bit. Once all of these are done, we can immediately move on to the combat section, which, if things go right, won't actually take too long. If. And then that's half the fun, now isn't it? Trying to answer the big maybe if, but probably not question. So, I'm working on skills right now. Song of Swords. Actually, the Wanderer. Actually, no, that's not the correct term. The Wanderer did not enter. Bed with no life experience. They enter with skills and abilities of their previous life in the mortal world. There are 3 tiers to skills: untrained, trained, mastered. Each of these, whenever a skill check is called, the tier dictates what the TN of the check is, but not the RS. If the Wanderer is untrained, they must roll a 7 or higher. Trained. Wanderer is untrained, they must roll 7 or higher. If they are trained, they must roll a 5 or higher. And if they have mastered the skill, they must roll a 3 or higher. Alright, so you know what this means, kids? This means I get to go referencing documents. There's one of the complicated things about Song of Swords. I bring it up. Beautiful core rule book. Everything is great and wonderful. All our Kickstarter backers, more backers, and there's no God, only backers. So let's go to skills. So there aren't actually that many skills. So these are all of your skills. Wait a second. That's not spelled right. That's not spelled right at all. But what we're going to do is we're going to break down these skills and see what we can use and then kind of make some of our own. So what we're going to do is put knowledge, engineering, athletics, climbing. Actually, we can probably put athletics into all of those. Diplomacy, intimidation, observation. Probably put domestic work. For cooking and cleaning. Goat crafting is useful. Profession, we can do profession X, knowledge X. Hunting. I shall ask the consortium. Time to consult the consortium. Let's see. Hunting as a independent skill. Or as a knowledge / profession subtype. Yep. Consult the consortium. So hunting, I'm going to put a little question mark right there. I usually like diplomacy. Actually, as its own thing. I guess I can put not persuasion. Persuasion always has its own weird things. Navigation. Stealth is obvious. Ah, God, what's a good word for gather information that just isn't gather information? Gather. The word for information gathering. Oh, perfect. I understand. Investigation. Where's oration? Okay, oration we don't really... Sub out diplomacy for oration. Like, officer, none of these are really going to be useful because, again, what we're doing. Sailing is not going to be really useful. Drill tactics, surgery, medicine, I guess, could be useful. Noonie is shit posting as usual. Don't worry. Probably put larceny here. Oh, wait, no, subterfuge, what? Fraggle Rock. Subterfuge. Investigation. I can see the words in my head. They make sense sometimes. A word for roguery and... Roguery? Would that work? Roguery works, I guess. Medicine's kind of a weird one, but... Okay. But, yeah, welcome to all the skills. And now we get to think of our own skills. So overall, we need... I think I'll make hunting its own thing for now. So let's see, that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's try to get 2 more skills in here. So what isn't covered? So knowledge, engineering, we can probably turn to probably turn to technology. Actually, no, that's not a good word. Engineering. Engineering. What do I want to do instead of engineering? Engineering, swengineering. Engineering synonym. Engineering, I don't think is the right word, or technology, but pretty much I want that to be knowledge is how smart you are. Then this would be actually applying that knowledge to play things. Mechanics. I think that works. Athletics, oration, intimidation, observation, crafting, profession. Let's consult our big list. Let's see if we can find skills. To the lexicon. List of weapons, mecha creation. Technically, it should be under a D2000 system, but it is not because I am dumb. Let's go to, it would be tainted bloodlines. Our absurd number of skills. Okay, the consortium's making decision on hunting. Alright, so it looks like they don't want hunting there. They want to put it under profession. Alright. Alright, okay, I can do that. I can respect that. This is a bunch of sub skills. Alright, I can see it. I can say it. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Cool, I have 13 skills. Let's see which ones I can actually steal from here. Nihongo English. Oh. Occultism. Actually, no, let's call it mysticism. Mysticism. We'll actually put music in there. And then we'll put performance in there. I think that should... That's more physical. Music is its own kind of thing. I suppose for the consortium. So we want to take all our skills, put that right there. Control C, Control V. And since the people demand tables, we shall give them tables. Actually, what I can do probably is something like this. Post it right there. Why are you that way? Why are you that way? Crafting. Medicine, music, mysticism. Navigation, observation, oration, formant, profession, roguery. Oh, wait a second, I forgot about combat. Combat, soldiering, combat or soldiering. Consortium decide. 7. Athletics, to use their feats of strength, crafting, wonders objects, wonders home skills, such as cleaning, cooking, intimidating aura. Actually, we already have this, so I don't need this. Delete row. Seeing I've hidden objects. Which brings me, I gotta put a little footnote right here. Insert footnote with an X. a specific part, which requires a specific part as dictated by the player, such as knowledge, chemistry, or knowledge hunting. Or actually, I should say, or profession hunting. Wanderers hands-on. Hands-on. Hands-on ability. Medicine. The Wanderers. Skill at knowledge of tinctures, wraps, and medical aid. Talents for music, be it song, harp, being song or instruments. Firm belief in hello, phone. What do you need today, phone? Are you going to tell me something interesting? No, not really. Hello, various notes. I'm getting tired already. Supernatural phenomenon, navigation. Directional sense. Usually, anyway. It gives us 4 more. What if I were to do something like this? If I put it on this complete different table page, that means we have a massive page up here that shouldn't be there. Let's take and delete 9 rows. There we go. Skill. Methods and talent for oratory, for diplomacy and negotiations, performance, charismatic charm, deception, for deception or fun. The Wanderer's former or current career in the mortal world. The Wanderer's skill at being we'll call it natural ability, thievery, skullduggery, and ne'er-do-wellness. Nerdo. Ne'er-do-wellness, that's not a word. Thievery, skullduggery, and roguery. And since absolutely no one's there, do we have an F? Let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F. No. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a row below. We're going to call it fighting. Skill at the art of combat and art of combat and battle. I should actually add, yeah, I should put one right there. Column to the right. Attribute used. Agility, AGI, BA, HLT, INT, PER, STR, will, wit, ADR, BBS, DHA, HNY, mobility, and stamina. HLT and STR, crafting, INT. Yeah. Strength. Actually, it would be AGI/strength, intimidation. It'd be will/charisma. Investigation's going to be wit. It'll be perception. Wit. Knowledge is primarily going to be int, and mechanics is going to be int or perception. Medicine is going to be int or wit. Music is going to be perception wit. Wit. Something perception per will. Int. Hello, Manly. How are you doing today, Shaman? Wit. Yeah. Wit, orations, gonna be using charisma, performance, charisma. Profession, any roguery. What would be roguery? Agility, intelligence. Oh, that's nice to hear. I always like when people are happy. Let's do AGI, INT, PER. No wit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we've haven't done too much. May say that the stream's been going on for a while, but not much progress has been made. We've gotten through skills mostly. Right now, the goal is to get a lot of other things done. I did end up adding soul, which is kind of a health bar / currency system to this, and I also added all the fucking lore And I do say fucking lore because trying to sound like you actually know what you're talking about this entire time is not easy. So, but yeah, we're making progress. What is space in between? The goal is to get character creation done today. And that mostly is going to entail assets, styles, and proficiencies, and getting boons and banes. So, what I can do is assets right now. Because my main idea behind assets isn't actually supposed to be like, here's your list of items, select, your +2 longswordness. No, it's like, here are things you're bringing in with you that can be useful. When the wanderer enters the garden, much in the way of tools, objects to assist them in their mad journey. Do possess our assets. These keepsakes. Keepsakes of the mortal realm. I had the wanderer to there. Assist them in their precarious journey. An asset can be theoretic, can be anything. Anything of value that the wanderer would have on them, or find on their path through the thicket. Actually, no, through the brambly path. Garden. What I should say is mortal assets can be used to grant +1 success to any check they are used in. Due to their nature. But mortal assets, other major advantage. Actually, +1 success to any check they are used in, or allow the wanderer to perform actions they may not have been able to. The last benefit. This benefit of assets. I can see it, what I want to say. They have it in. To the residents of the garden. Who treasures such artifacts immensely, and may even trade away their own treasures for them. Because, like, one of the ideas I have for assets, rather than a set, like, because this game isn't going to really have a list of items, it's not like I'm going to have my +2 penis cock ring for this fucking gang, I need to give objects still some permanence and some mechanics behind them that you feel like you want to keep them. So, like, an example asset, kind of using this as an example, is the half-broken lyre. Yes, yes. There's a reason it's named that way in the stream title. Assets of a different variety. An old liar that served the wanderer. In their journey, perpetually out of tune. The old worm cloak. A ratty little cloak. Stitched together with a ratty little cloak stitched haphazardly together. It has brought many warm nights. Wander. What would be another good asset to add to this? Something, something important. Oh, I know. Woodsman's axe. Dug into it. Dug into an abandoned stump. Axe may seem valuable to anyone, but to a lonesome traveler, it's the only companion they have. Wanderer's soul in them. Should it come to disaster, they may willingly part with such objects to regain a little part of their soul back. To regain a little part of their soul back. Increasing the wanderer's soul by 1. Because the idea behind assets, and the idea that in my head anyway, what it is that you're a guy wandering into this place. It's weird, it's mystical, it's very off-putting. But, like, alright, what do you have on you? Okay, I have my clothes, I have, like, a shitty lyre, I got a cloak on, and I got a woodsman's axe that barely works. And, like, that's what you have to do to survive this place. But again, the idea isn't like, oh, I'm going to hack to death the evil monster in front of me. No, you want to bang the monster in front of you. The goal is to bang it. But it's just like, alright, but what can you do with that axe? What can you do with that cloak? What can you do with that lyre? And, like, what are the actions that you are taking to save yourself and in turn, help the people, the residents you meet? Because, like Song of Swords, thugging isn't always valuable to you, because there are going to be people who are better at it than you. There's going to be, 8.5-foot tall mommy dummy vampires who are going to wreck you. Who you're going to lose soul, you're going to lose. Yeah, exactly. It's the cloak begone, or it's kind of that setting the stage kind of thing. You can use the cloak for different things, but the major thing that you can do, that you can trade them, because all of these residents of this garden, all of the creepy, weird, fae-like residents love your shit. They love them, and they want to hear a half-broken lyre song. Because they've never heard of that before. A broken lyre plays a song they've never heard before, and they want to hear it because they're fascinated by it. That cloak of yours, well, obviously they want it because it has a part of you in it. That woodsman's axe? Oh, yeah, well, yeah, of course. I used a crystalline sword made, interwoven with the hearts of 1,000, damned. It's not worth shit compared to that axe, though, because that axe is from the mortal world. You're bringing part of you in that place with you, which they want, which I should actually put the Wanderer may encounter through their journey, coming from either the mortal world, or from the garden. Garden artifacts are powerful and consistent, but they lack the necessary chaotic nature that the residents desire. While useful to the wanderer, your value diminishes drastically in sense of the garden. So I need some example garden artifacts. You branch bow. Damn face told my virginity can't have shit in the garden. Yeah, pretty much. Am I going to put an option in here where you can technically try to go complete virginal run? Yeah. Which is going to be its own kind of challenge. That's why you use assets. If you really want to go for that, like, alright, speed run stats virgin only, you can. Because every resident you come across is going to be like, alright, hey, I can let you pass. Yeah, hardcore chastity run. Like, yeah, I'm going to let you pass. If you, do something for me, if you help me out with something, they're going to let you kind of continue your journey on to find your Dryad or point you in the right direction. The most direct method is fugging them into submission. Just fugging them. However, some of them are better at it than you, and it's just like, do I really want to fug the, 8.5 foot tall manticore waifu man, or, futanari waifu, like, maybe not. Because he's going to probably destroy you and everything you hold dear. So what you're going to do is you're going to play your broken lyre and be like, oh, I'm going to try to put him to sleep. I'm going to play my broken lyre for him. I'm going to put this raging beast to sleep so I can pass by him. Or like, okay, I'm going to try to fight him. I'm going to 8.5 foot tall, terrifying, fetish monster. Like, okay, I'm going to fight him with my woodsman's axe. That can hurt him because it's an axe that's fundamentally different. You can do your skill challenges, or you can just try to thug your way to victory. What either works. That's what I want. You arm branch bow. Bow carved. Then arm and string with hair, the golden locks of a resident. It will always hit. Thank you for following Dillahan, or whatever the hell you decided to put it down. Dillahan. All right, there's a D in there. I didn't see the D. Just a joke there somewhere. But one of the ideas for like for a garden variety, you could say, the garden objects, that they are consistent. They will do whatever they say, but they're not as valuable. Also, give me 1 second. All right, everyone. Let's do a little celebration. Let's all clap that I've finally hit 50 followers. Yay! I would play music, but I'm not. They don't pay me. They don't pay me for that. They don't pay me. They don't pay me for that. So congratulations, everyone. At 50 followers, I'm slightly more of a human in Twitch's eyes, which is good. Good news, everyone. I'll actually try to figure out what the hell that actually means, but so far, now I can do cool things that no one else can, like those subhuman 50 followers. So now I get to up my follow goal. Should I make that a little bit more real? I think I should make that a little bit more realistic. There we go. There we go. I am a real boy. Know me. Well, let's get back to debbing. So we have the U-arm branch bow. Black and... Well, yeah. What do you want me to put up to 100? Fine. I'll put up to 100. Yeah, 1,090. No, 100. No, damn it, 100 followers. There we go. That's the new goal. Yeah, exactly. I have 50. 50 followers. 50 to 100. Exactly. I was going to do more realistic. To 75, so it makes it better. Damn it, Toast. I don't need your math and logic in this stream. Let's see, black and... Yeah, 50 followers, 50 to 100. Oh, who is my first true love? Well, it kind of depends on the situation, what you consider true love. Though I would say it was a girl in high school. Girl in high school, she was pretty awesome. I really liked her. Pretty great. Mostly because no one else in my class really liked her, but she was hot. So everyone's like, oh, look, she's hot. And I'm like, I actually think you're actually a pretty cool person because your views are insane. And I actually like talking to you, and you're a lot smarter than a lot of people give you credit for. And I was like, awesome. However, back in high school, Notepad was like 450 pounds of being a sad dullard. So, yeah, no, that didn't plan out very well. I believe I've told the story of the girl I thought was her, that I tried to like put her on. That one ended up in me getting kidnapped 3 times. So, we don't talk about that part very much. 450 pounds of Vienna sausage. Yeah, I mean, it's not incorrect. Let's see. Well, it was less getting kidnapped and, well, it was getting kidnapped, but more in like the technical definition. She would always offer me a ride home, and I'm like, yes, I will. It's raining outside, and she's like, oh, okay. And then she would just go on like a fucking odyssey across it with no. Yeah, so it was more of a technical kidnapping. That was the time where I had to go on a goddamn odyssey across like a 50-mile trip when I did not want to go on to get it. That was not fun. If you had no shot glasses, would you be willing to carve and use one made of spam? Yes. Mostly just out of the idea of using a spam shot glass. It's too amusing to me. I couldn't pass it up. But spam to me is an amusing little piece of meat. Harp of bone. A harp of bone with strings of what's something suitably. I have a lot of family in. Well, the thing is, a lot of my family went to Hawaii a lot. And since they went to Hawaii a lot, they knew spam pretty well. So, like, anytime, like, my great grandpa or my great grandma would be like, "Oh, we're making food," and you'd be like, "Spam." I'm just like, "All right, let's do it." So, like, my relationship to spam is a little bit weird than most people. And I actually like answering questions. That's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy talking and interacting with my audience, as you're supposed to do in these stream things. So what? Last sword. Sword carved glass. With a hilt. Hilt with a hilt of shining gold. Can cut any object. Can cut any object in twain. With ease. Cannot cut another soul. Not cut another. Garden art. Garden artifacts. Actually, no. You wonder who uses. Who is in possession of a garden artifact will reduce their total soul by 1 until they discard it. They do not regain that lost point of soul though. With the idea being like it's fundamentally tying you there, so you don't really want to discard it as easily unless you can like get it back easy. So it's like, oh, I gotta hold on to this awesome bow because this bow is very valuable to me. But it's also tying me. I gotta get rid of it. A wanderer may spend 2 of their initial assets on gaining a garden artifact. If they wish. Always give players options to screw themselves over because that's funny. Nope. Nope. Increasing. There we go. Readjust my life. Okay, we got assets done. So that just means now we're on the tough part. Because now we have to do styles and proficiencies. Now, styles and proficiencies in my notes up here. In Song of Swords proper. And so if we open up this, let me just make sure it actually opened up. Yeah. Okay. Scroll all the way up. You gotta find the table of contents again. 83. Don't care, don't care, don't care. I don't really. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, I forgot. Nope. Go away. I do not care. So this is the schools and proficiency section. Now the schools and proficiency section is cool for like the first 10 seconds of you looking at it, and then it stops being cool really fast. What the intent is, anyway, is that you're using something like Scrapper. All right, makes sense. You know, a self-taught school of hard knocks. A Scrapper's skills unpolished and rough, but, you know, the thing or two about fighting dirty as well. Doesn't cost anything to actually take, but, you know, once per opponent, this is not per fight, as once you've fought dirty against someone, they will remember your tricks. You may make a blind toss, kick, melee throw, grapple, bite, grapple, limb break, maneuver at -1 TN. Cool. That's it. This is you know, congratulations, you've done it. That's what all a school is. However, things get a little bit more complicated the further down you go, because you end up with things like, oh, unorthodox fencing, which costs 5 to get, 5 gold to put in. You get 6 proficiencies, but it's like, oh, okay, you get the Master Strike activation cries, and it's like, oh, and making pummel strikes, you get special things. Like there's a lot of moving parts with it, and that's kind of one thing I've always said about Song of Swords, is that there's a lot of moving parts, and this isn't even dealing with a proficiency system. Every single one of these is a different proficiency that can be taken on multiple schools. So you can be a traditional fencer, but use your 4 proficiencies to use it on two-handed swords, pole arms, and bows. You can do that, I guess. I don't know why you would. But it's useful for you to do it. Don't really see me making like aggressive like head maneuvers right now. But what I need to do here is scrap this entirely, because I hate it. And you know, when we do with things we don't like, we make it go away. We sacrifice it to the goddamn, you know, pit of despair where it belongs. So, and let's see, proficiency. So this was my example style, which is fetishistic. Requirements: you have to have horny 4. It costs 3. Proficiencies 2. Oddly specific: the Wanderer gains +2 lust pull when dealing with your proficiencies. Penalty: absolute oddity: the Wanderer loses 2 LP when dealing with acts outside of the proficiencies. I have a few ideas how to do this, and I'm going to write everything up I can, but I'm not. If I'm not feeling good about it, I'm probably going to have to wait till I do start on combat. But here we go. Styles. Also, if you have a better name for this, tell me, please. I'm begging you. We're literally calling this Styles at this point. Styles Act. For the Wanderer to understand. To understand and pleasure. Their partner with ease. I should actually mark this 18 plus, shouldn't I? Probably. But will I? No, I won't. You know what you're getting into. I understand pleasure their partner with ease. Each style. Benefits and drawbacks. to understand. Oh, little Timmy found the not safe for work RPG. Yeah, pretty much. Like, honestly, that's like one fear of this, is that people are gonna like actually like click on this and try to find it and be like, oh wow, look, it's a Song of Swords hack. And it's like, oh wait a second, it's not a Song of Swords hack, it's porn. And it's like, yeah, no, that's what it is. So I'm gonna Song of Coxia. I mean, one of the original names for this was Cavalcade of Cocks. The Song of Sperm was there for a while. We've had there was a few names before. The commissioner luckily had better taste than me. In addition, with the addition of proficient. With the addition of proficiencies. Efficient. I'm gonna have to put in the goddamn sensitivity area system one of these times. Because one of the problems is Song of Swords assumes bodies. Which sounds pretty weird to say, but it assumes that you are dealing with a body. It's, I'm going to swing my arming sword at your head with the intent of chopping your face off. I am stabbing forward at your arm to cripple your arm. I am doing X against Y body part, rather than just kind of flailing around and like, okay, you've done 3 HP. One of the problems with this game is that I'm not doing anything related to that. So the flip side, the benefit of what I'm doing instead is I'm going to be using the concept of sensitivity. What is the system without animal fighting rules? Well, if you want to use this system for animal fighting and monster fighting in general, you can, and I'm gonna... Fuck, god damn it, I'm gonna have to put those rules in, aren't I? God damn it. Oh, Manly, you silly duck. Of course they know HEMA combat. Here, let me pull it up in the book real fast. Let me go to the table of contents. Let's see. So we've got this. Additional combat maneuver. Where are the rules for fighting and not? Let's see. Combat encounters. There's actually rules for like dealing with things that aren't human. And they're completely monster combat. Here we go. Combat involving beasts, behemoths, let's say much bigger than that, require a different approach than again similar characters do. Enter melee bouts and declare initiative and maneuvers. However, Wolf doesn't use the same kind of weapons and maneuvers that you do, nor do they have the same hit location as a humanoid opponent. Refer to the Hunter's Handbook for more. In case you want to know where the Hunter's Handbook is, I do not know. A Hunter's Handbook does not exist. Della, I'm sorry. You mentioned it. It's there now. I'm going to have to add it in just for you. And your name is going to be on it, too. So don't worry about it. We're already in mythological bullshit town. They're going to get brought up eventually. So I may as well, you know, go full Zeus. Poggers indeed. Like, can we do poggers anymore? What's the... There we go. That's the new Pog chant. That's... Where's Joe Biden? I was expecting Joe Pog. Man, That sucks. I was expecting, you know, Joe Biden Pog. Big dick energy. Yep, pretty much. Like, it's... So let's see. The Wanderer's style can further be augmented with the addition of proficiencies. Bonus lust. Specific regions or engaging in certain acts. So I've repeatedly said this is a fucking square hole. A square hole with a very non-square peg I have to put it into it. You joke. You joke, Save. You joke. But no. No, that's gonna be a part of it. I'm gonna have to do something like that. Because one of the complex things of this is... I actually had to explain this. And what better way to explain it than right here, right now. So, put this right in the middle and make it a little bit bigger. So, every combat is going to be split up into three distinct phases. I've always had this idea. So it's going to be foreplay, intercourse, and cooldown. Names pending, obviously. So the idea behind foreplay, I lose half my viewers, just like that. It's great. The idea behind foreplay is fairly simple. It's you explore and attempt to find weak points. I expressed before, the idea behind the weak points are something akin to saying, all right, you're like, oh, this elf is weak in her ears, so I'm gonna have to target her ears, or I'm gonna have to do ear things to her. But oh, okay, she found my thigh is weak, and it's that back and forth right away. Depending on your relationship, foreplay can either last longer or shorter, which has its own upsides and downsides. We're not revealing much about me. You're not revealing much about you. And then finally we get to combat, which combat is going to have to be almost exactly as you fucking say it's going to be. Congratulations, Della. How do you think I feel? It's one of those things, like, it's applying Song of Swords logic. That gritty, chewy desire to bite into something and going just a little bit too far with it. That's the idea. However, since I am a fucking masochist, my idea is that this system is going to almost have to be as fast as Song of Swords in the ideal circumstances. I don't want people looking at it being just like, well, optimally speaking, I must touch her ears to reduce her fatigue. I don't want that. I want it to be that moment-to-moment decision-making of like, oh god, okay, we're in this situation, how do we do it, how do we fix it, let's go. Exactly. But it's one of the main things I'm trying to do in this game, if anything, is that's not the point. The sex is never the point. Which sounds really weird if you think about it. But read any erotic novel, read any thing like that. The sex is never the main part. That's the reward. That's the little morsel of the chocolate on top of everything, like a visual novel, for example. reference one of my favorites, Katawa Shoujo. What do? The idea behind Katawa Shoujo is that you're really getting to know the various girls, and the scenes that occur with them occur because you've gotten to know them. And it's the relationships that you form with them is why you're reading it. That's why you're doing it. If you just wanted that, you can Google it. The idea is the relationship. I want to know why Hanako is the way that she is. I want to know why Ren is sad. I want to know Emi's trauma. I want to, get mommy dommy dommed by Shizune. I want to, touch Lily because Lily is the best girl in that game. I want to, do these things because I know them. I've learned about them. I understand who they are. And that's the same thing with Dying of Dryads. If you don't know them as well, it's the lead up is the easy. Lead up is what you need to do to make this game sing. It's introducing the residents, understanding how they think, understanding why they are the way they are, and when you do hit that eventual sex, there's reasons for it. There's context. It's the time you put into cooking something and you get the beautiful cake at the end. That's what the sex is. However, sex, for all those who have ever had it before, is very complicated. Not in the sense of, actually doing anything. That's pretty simple. Honest to God, sex is simple. But the relationships that go into it, the context behind things, what, their feelings toward you and your feelings toward them and the situation in general, bringing it full circle. That girl I mentioned earlier. Stop lying, sex isn't real. At some points, I believe you, Manly. At some points. Sad piano music. But that girl earlier, I was putting the mental image of another person on her. And I let her play with my heart. Because I was, in my mind, she was somebody else. And only later did I realize, wait, this isn't who she is. So I made that, relationship end. But applying this to the idea of the garden and dying with dryads in general, you have to apply the act of these things are inhuman. But they want you because you are a chaotic force to them. You're something different. Why? Why do these people want to do nasty things to you? What's the reason? What's the purpose? What's the lead up, effectively? Sex is simple. The relationships behind the sex are not. Hence one of the reasons I'm going to have to put in my FSL chart. Actually, LSF. I actually wrote this. It's LSF is a concept. It's loving, love, sex, fucking. It's a little thing I had to write for Blood, Coin, and Steel, which was about Game of Thrones. But the idea is sex with love is very different than if you just fuck. It's hate fucking. There's a very different dynamic in turn. There's a different way of going into that. That's something that should be on the GM and not the system. I can do all of this. I can do the foreplay, the intercourse, the cooldown. I can do that. I can put mechanics on it. I could sprinkle that in. I can reward you for doing that. However, I cannot hand you the game. That's something you got to work for. I'm going to have to put that in a GM section. Of course I can put it. Of course I can, Toast. Look, the mechanics are there. I have it all written up already. It's another document. It works. If everything works according to plan with this, it's going to be the most autistic thing ever. It's going to be great. But I need to get it up to that point. Because again, to me anyway, The system always serves the story, not the other way. Yeah. The system is there to help you tell your story. Teaching neckbeard to sex. Yeah, Shinzo Abe, I know you're no longer Prime Minister of Japan. However, hire me. I will boost those birth rates up in Japan single-handedly if I must. God, I hope... God, is Shinzo even okay anymore? I think Shinzo's still alive. Based Shinzo. Trying to get... let's see, but... That's the idea behind combat, anyway. That very long ramble about the nature of love. That's all about combat. We're not even there yet. Alright, so... This reminds me, I need to bring up a certain other document. Close that out. Okay. Well, behold, Dernando, my sample character. So, what I need to do is drink myself into a fucking coma is what I need to do, but here we go. Alright, so... Easy things to think about. Obviously, the funny word. Chest is obvious. I literally need to put in every piece of sensitive part that I can think of this. In case you're wondering, Manly, I am going to have to go through that degenerate place, that terrible little place in the Merchants Guild. I'm going to have to go through everything and just find what people need. Understand what people need. So, feet, thighs, hips, lower chest, upper chest, or just torso? Lower chest, upper chest. I don't think you can't see me like just. Yeah, no, I've Kumastani Nationals can. That's what I'm thinking. The ideal is almost something akin to like gut, because in a lot of games where I use like directional combat, I differentiate your upper from your gut. Okay, you laugh. So I'm just saying I've had to do research. And not like the, you got time to do research, unzips. No, it's like, all right, I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to watch people bang just to get the feeling and the look and the direction. And it's like, okay, let's read 200 fucking hentais full of nothing. And it's just like, all right, what do they mean by this? Okay, they're touching here, they're touching there. They're moving here. Okay, I guess we gotta change that up. I don't think you guys quite realize how dedicated I get to some projects, and this is one of those projects. Hey, I'm gonna have to account for it. No. No, you cannot dump porn in the white room. No. If you want to dump porn in the white room, tell me, I'll make a fucking channel for it. No. Put in reference images. Yeah, that's what I'll just do that, reference images. But oh yeah, give me 1 second. Links and such. Welcome to, that is my Discord. Don't worry, it's pretty cursed. It's pretty cursed. I would recommend muting every channel, turning off notifications and such if you don't want to get dinged by me every now and again. I've been meaning to actually see if I can't get some of the people in the Merchants Guild in, but oh please, okay. Yep, there's opened up the Merchants Guild, and I forgot I was looking at something. Oh geez, hi Toaster, how you doing? God bless Toaster. God bless Toaster. But genitals, chest, so chest, hands, neck, face. Face I can probably attribute to ears. Actually, I can probably put face to head instead. And just the idea of like, okay, I'm going to poke your ears, I'm kind of running my fingers along your face, do stuff like that. There's big think times there. Hips are their own thing. So we've got, if we look over here, we've got hips. We've kind of got the stomach here. Like, I can make this entire section just gut. Make this chest. Because I need to account for women, which... Damn it, women, why are you so complicated? Now, here's the thing. And I'm going to have to put this in during the enemies of the garden section. The residents can have multiple of these. That's why I'm putting them, like, I'm trying to break it down to make it simple, because I don't want, like, 15 different, areas of locate, like, oh, here's the back head, the back. God, what's this section? Like this. Upper arm? Where they just put it with arm? Upper arm, lower arm? Arms? Like, I'm trying to... Yeah, the moving thingy. If I really wanted to be double cursed. See, there's a reason feet are going to be their own thing. Bicep, that's it. No, I'm going to put arm. Arm's going to be roughly this. Like, this is going to be the entirety of the arm region. Like, you can kind of argue that, like, shoulder, should I put shoulder as their own thing? Would shoulders make sense? Okay, I'm going to touch your arm. Would that kind of fall into the arm section? Like, I'm going to grab, like... Why am I thinking this? God, Jesus. It's like, do I consider foot fags people? Oh, God. That's a question I never wanted to hear. Alright, I got, you know what? I'm going to the people who know. Time to go to feet. Who the fuck likes their elbows licked? Lick your arms, I guess. I don't fucking know, weirdos. Okay, time to ask a curse question to feet. Hey, feet. There we go. Because on the other hand, I guess we can put knees. We already have thigh. Knee. Hey, cute feet and all things leg related, even pits. This is where you post it. That's why I must ask in feet. They know. They're professionals. Hence why I'm asking. Yeah, this... Welcome to the curse section of the fucking stream where I look at it and be like, alright. Let me just read off the fucking... Exactly. Nah. We're asking about armpits. They're the only ones. Nah, you brought it up. Knees are important. Okay, you know what? You know it's serious. I'm standing up. Alright, so I've taken my fucking body here. Hands, arms, shoulders. Got my chest, got my gut. Genitals, hips, thighs, knees. Lower leg? Gosh, I put lower leg onto its own thing. What'd you even call that? Lower leg? It's literally me just standing like this, touching bot. My like, okay, here's my leg. Here's my like chest. Here's like this. Like, all right. Don't worry, Manly. I don't need to do that. God. It's always research. Damn it, science. Damn science and their cursed science logic. I just want to know what this fucking... Not the tibia. That'd be the muscles there. It's a soleus. Femur, tibia, fibula. Okay, let's ask the consortium. Here. Consortium deal with that. But here's our various parts, I guess, at this point. Because I really don't know what else to put. But, okay, what we're going to do now... Okay. So we're going to scroll up. We're going to post our first style. Calf? Yeah, it's calf. Yeah, that would have to be it. I guess that's what we're going with. It's calf. Weird though. Yeah, it is the calf. It just sounds weird. But alright. Absolute oddity. The Wanderer loses -2 when dealing with acts outside of the proficiencies. Plus pool, plus 2 LP. Alright, so I'm gonna do my other example one just to make sure. Okay, gain plus 2 LP. When in control. Penalty. Animal. -2 LP. When not in... Whoa! When not in control. And if I want to be hippity cool and do some cool things for cool reasons, what I can do is base this off mythologic. Okay, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a note for notepad right here. I'm probably going to work on this in between things. I'm going to put a note for myself. Base each style. Mythological creatures. Base thing is +2, -2, but certain styles have other bonuses. Which, if I bring myself all the way up here, what? ECP 3. So I'm going to need to put a free one in here. Yeah, I can do that. Get a free one. Okay, Boons and Banes. Alright, here's another big one that's not going to be fun, but I have... So, Boons and Banes. I'm just going to post this right here so I don't forget about it. Boons and Banes in the original book are divided into quite a few different things, many of which have no value whatsoever, because seriously, who the fuck cares about, you know? So if I bring this back up, good old Song of Swords book, because again, this is what we have to... How many cheese? How many times do I eat cheese? I don't know, I eat cheese every now and again. It's not like my favorite thing in the world. I like it on sandwiches. If you had to put a gun to my head, I like Gouda. Mostly because I can make Gouda jokes. Or like cheese to meet me or something. We're making Toho rat references now. With Randy. Hey, Randy. So, one of the main thing with like Boons and Banes is that you end up with things like allies, ambidextrous, beautiful, berserker, bloodthirsty, brave. These are all really nice and cool, but the problem is, I don't care. Like, allies aren't going to be... allies aren't going to be a thing that is valuable to anyone involved. Berserker, I guess, can be used. Bloodthirsty, I guess. Like, contacts, no. Estate, no. Favor, no. Famous, maybe. Like, you can't use some of these just because they're not as valuable, and some of them are just really weird. I've always been kind of confused, like, why they exist. Where was... Like, True Grit is just like, alright, that's cool, I guess. Or, yes, Rich. You just get more money? Yeah, it's like, oh. It's like, cool, I guess. There's money. But, we're not dealing with money now, are we? We're dealing with cold, hard facts. So, Boons and Banes. Unlike in some... Every wanderer who enters the garden is a unique soul. A complicated past, an interesting problem, and interesting characteristics that can aid or hinder them. When creating a wanderer, certain amounts of boons, banes to fill out their character. Depending on the PCP selected, the character will have a certain number of boons or banes they are able to take or suffer from. Boon. What's that language used? I am discheesed. No, where are you? Gino, on the wall, give me your goddamn thing. Rules revised. Okay. Welcome to Song of Swords Rules Revised, otherwise known as luck is not something I'm going to be working with. Yada, yada, yada. None of this is formatted correctly because God is dead. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Do not care about your shitty lore. Skills, okay. Boon Banes cannot be taken any more than 20 points. Okay, so if I put this suffer from Banes cannot provide any more than 20 points regardless of your starting points. Thus, if you were to put one PCP into be in Boons and Banes, you can only get up to 5 points over 0 with Banes. Only ever benefit from 5 points worth of boons. Boon. Did I steal that wholesale? Yes. Do I care? Absolutely not. I have no morals. This should be a all-known fact. Okay, so now we get to do another fun thing, otherwise known as we're going to go through every single one of these, see which ones we can take and which ones we can't. And after we do this, I may just call the stream because I'm getting very tired. Okay, so ambidextrous we can probably use. Yeah. Beautiful is going to need changed. Berserker has to get changed. Rave's going to need to get changed. Famous can be used. Famous can be used, but it's going to be a little bit weird how I'm going to use famous. Good senses can be used. Hale and hearty can be used. Impressive voice. Not languages. I'm just looking at some of these, like, literacy doesn't matter. Languages doesn't matter. Natural leader doesn't matter. Well, actually, robust I can use. Tall I can use. All right, and then using this as an idea, what we can do is increase soulful, not soulful, yeah, soulful. Earth Realm. What am I looking for? Burning Soul, which is pretty much just going to be a +1 blanket soul to you. Yeah, no, I don't need any more of that. I can probably, what am I looking for here? What am I looking for here? The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? The numbers, what do they mean? Let's do our Banes. Bad senses. It's kind of an obvious one we can take. Bad reputation, we can change into something like famous. Barren and sterility, we can also change into something useful, but we can also put virile here. Virile? Yeah, virile. Blind, cost change, because honestly, it doesn't matter that you're blind, he does it. Braggart can be used. Do we put in brain damage? Probably. We can probably put all the damage into its own thing. So it's pretty much like, oh, my arm is destroyed. You know, I don't like, actually what I can do is damaged limb, destroyed limb. So it's kind of the idea of, I'm walking in there, oh, I don't have an arm, or I don't have a hand. I'm going to get in there with something, you know, fundamentally different. Or, hey, my arm is, you know, not nearly as useful. Anytime I'm using my right arm for anything, it's going to be half as useful because it's just not good. You know, I broke it and it's not very useful at all. What we can do is complete monster. Craven can be used. Dire past. We can change that to the opposite of burning soul, so you get -1 soul, because it's just like, well, I don't really want to go back. I don't want to go back to the real world, because the real world, you know, something is wrong there. That's kind of one of the main things. Facial deformity. Fat. Frail. Hemophiliac, but we can have to change that. Hothead works. Honorable. All those poor. Now that's not sheltered. Sheltered, maybe? Short. I don't know, some girls are into that. Skinny. Okay. What I could probably do is fix up some of the body part things and make it a little bit different. Because, like, being short and skinny means a lot when you're in a sword fight. But being short and skinny doesn't really mean much when you're bugging as much, does it? Alright. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here. Now, what I'm going to be doing is, if we go here, right here, I am going to get this and this done probably later tonight and tomorrow. I'm just going to write all of this up because it's going to be just me sitting here staring at it, typing fucking keyboard cat my way to victory. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be interesting. It's just going to be me staring at it and questioning why I'm lost my mind. So this Friday, if things go according to plan, we should be starting on combat. Hopefully, by the time I get done with styles, combat will always already be kind of done, and I already kind of have an idea of how I want to do things. Because right now, combat is still in a really weird place where I don't quite know how I want to do it. Because on one hand, I want to make combat the idea of like tiring them out, and hindering them so you can continue your journey. On the other half of me doesn't want to do that because I don't want to, because unfortunately this fucking game, if given the opportunity, I could probably rewrite the thing into making it a system that I would work with. However, since I'm using the Song of Swords as a baseline for everything, I have to use Song of Swords as a baseline. Even though I've heavily edited it at this point, but I need to keep with the idea behind it and not just change everything wholesale, like I probably would if I had to. So it's kind of keeping with what I can to make it work. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for getting us to 50 followers. I will see what I can do about that and see if we can't get something cool and exciting. But Godspeed, good luck. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I will catch you on Friday. If you ever have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me in the White Room. I am like 95% of the time available, or I am just asleep because I'm an asshole like that. But yeah, Godspeed, good luck. Catch y'all on the flip side. Away.